After patiently waiting for the announcement, the Sony A7C II is finally here, and damn, it looks good. Little, silver, different. What a time to buy Sony cameras though, eh? My gosh, we are spoiled right now. The Sony A7C II looks sick, and well, I was gonna get one. It ticks pretty much all the boxes. But nowadays, with Sony's strong lineup, there are literally only 1 or 2 features that separate each camera. And as it turns out, those 1 or 2 features can make a huge difference in which is the right camera for you, as I'll talk about in this video. Now here was the dilemma for me. About a month ago, I decided I would buy a second camera for my channel. See, if I buy and talk about the latest gear as it comes out, I get more eyeballs on my channel because everyone is curious about the new tech. What kind of creator doesn't want that? And even though the A7C II would get the job done really well, I'm looking for the best tool for the job for the price. And after doing my research, the A7C II is not it for me. Now, what you need to know is that I'm a YouTube guy. That's it. Between my 2 channels, I have around 150 plus videos, so I know the features that I need. And while cameras like this Sony A7 IV are insanely capable, it's not the best tool for the job. I bought the Sony ZV-E1 and it absolutely shreds. I have 0 regrets with my purchase, even though the timing won't grow my channel as fast, but I don't care because now I have the right tool for what I need. So let's get into it. There are 2 huge reasons why the ZV-E1 is better for making YouTube videos over the A7C II. Number 1, the dynamic active stabe. You know, I've watched a bunch of hands-on reviews talking about the A7C II, and the footage and the active stabilization looks fine. It's similar to the A7 IV. But after using dynamic active stabe, this mode is the bomb. You need a wide lens for sure, but you don't need a gimbal. I had a gimbal. They suck. They don't suck, but they kind of suck. I had the Ronin SC, and man, calibrating it and trying to remember how to use it, ugh. It was big and heavy too. Like, you wouldn't use it for vlogging or anything. And sure, there's smaller gimbals, but the point is, with dynamic active stabe, you don't need a gimbal. And now when I watch people and cameras that use just active stabe or use it on my Sony A7 IV and see how jittery it is, it makes me totally appreciate the dynamic active stabe even more. And that's a feature they're keeping only on the ZV-E1 for now, as far as I know. That feature is the one I didn't even know I needed, and now that I have it, I could never go back. If the Sony A7C II had it, oh, that would have been insane, but it doesn't. Like, just for handheld B-roll, it's so cool. I don't have all these cool tools and sliders that the pros use. I'm just an amateur. So being able to get almost pro-looking quality while holding the camera, love it. Here's me walking with my Sony A7 IV using the Tamron 17-28. Look at the background. I mean, it's watchable, but now, here's me walking with the ZV-E1 with the dynamic active turned on. Pretty nice, right? Here's the A7 IV with just active stabe. Yeah, it's fine, cool. Then here's the ZV-E1. Oh my. The second thing that makes the ZV-E1 way better for me than the A7C II is the smaller megapixels on the sensor. Less megapixels means bigger megapixels, which means more light and low light settings, which means better color, and that's my situation pretty much all the time. And like I said, I'm an amateur. I don't have aperture lights all over the place. I don't have great lights. I have okay budget lights. And when you don't have the best lights or even great lighting, well, it makes a big difference. I wouldn't want to be using a 60 megapixel camera for making video. In my last video, I did some side-by-side testing comparing the 33 megapixel A7 IV and my new 12 megapixel ZV-E1 using the same lens and same settings. And at first the A7 IV hung in there really well, but once the lighting changed, the ZV-E1 pulled ahead and never looked back. I couldn't believe the difference. It was pretty nuts. And since I live in a part of the world where it's dark early, especially in winter, and the fact I can't afford pro lighting, that extra sensitivity to light is massive for me and something that is totally worth investing in. At the end of the day, I think the A7C II is sick and a lot of people will probably love it. Heck, I'd love it, and I wish I could have one as well, but I already have the A7 IV, and it's basically the same thing, give or take a few features. I think the A7C II is more of a bit of a hobby/travel cam, and the A7 IV is a bit more of a pro tool, but tomato tomato. For me on my journey, even though I knew I would get less eyeballs to my channel by investing in and talking about older gear, I have no regrets. This is a piece of gear that inspires me. It makes me excited to talk about, and it gets the creative juices flowing, and that's exactly what I was looking for. The A7C II is an absolutely incredible camera, and if you're gonna get one, I'm jealous of you. If you don't vlog or shoot videos indoors with low lighting, then you probably should buy it if you can afford it. Oh man, just looking at these last few Sony cameras is so sick. The A6700, the A7C II, the ZV-E1. That's quite the lineup, Sony. What about you? What's your dream setup? Which camera would you buy if you could afford it right now? I made my choice and I'm sticking with it. If you didn't get a chance to see why I think lower megapixel cameras work better in low light, check out my last video here. I think I start the testing at around 1:30 in, just FYI. Otherwise, maybe check out this video next. As always, I appreciate the thumbs up, subs, and comments. My wife rolls her eyes so hard when I try talking about cameras with her, so I love every single comment I get, good or bad. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the SAD Studio.